Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can hear me with this microphone, but today I'm. I know I always say this, but I'm gonna try to commit to put some live content, especially with issues that I find in the mortgage industry that a lot of people struggle with. So today we are talking about the closing disclosure. That document that you receive, how can I say this, is that document that you receive right before closing, but you're not closing yet. This is not the documents that you will receive with the notary. Again, my name is Isaac Dueñas. I'm a loan officer. I live here in Cleveland, Ohio. And this is something that I've noticed that regardless of the mortgage company that you're going through, regardless whether you're buying a home or you're actually refinancing your home, doing a streamline for your home, I believe every single person deals with it. So, what is the closing disclosure? The closing disclosure normally is sent to you via DocuSign or some kind of program like this. We normally send it via email. It can also be sent regular mail. You know what? I actually prefer myself when the closing disclosure is sent via regular mail because you don't have those problems of you gotta go to your email, you gotta open the email, you gotta open the link. Once you have opened the link, you have to go ahead and scroll all the way down where it says acknowledge or complete or anything along those lines, if that makes sense. And you might laugh about this, but not everybody is computer savvy. Not everybody likes emails and these DocuSign disclosures, if that makes sense. So, I've noticed that when you put it via regular mail, it's a lot easier because by law, it's considered that, you put it by mail. In the moment they get it, there we go. That's the 3 days. So, what is the closing disclosure? The closing disclosure is a document that specifies the most accurate way. How can I say this? The closing disclosure is going to be the most accurate document that you will receive right before refinancing. By law, this has to be sent out at least 3 business days, 3 working days before signing the before closing with the notary. And what do I mean with that? Well, say that today you sign the closing disclosures and today is Thursday. So now you're looking at, so Thursday wouldn't count. You sign today, then you have Friday, then you have Saturday, then you have Monday, because we wouldn't consider Sunday for this. And then normally you will be able to sign with the notary on Tuesday. Does that make sense? So a lot of people get confused with this kind of disclosures because I have sometimes borrowers that they will call me and be like, "Well, here says $10,000, 932, and you told me that it was gonna be 935." you know, and I guess what most people don't understand is, dude, you can literally go through all the disclosures, through the whole refinancing process and go get all the way to the moment that you have to sign with the notary and you can tell the notary, you know what, I decided that I don't want to do this. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my home or for meeting me at McDonald's, whatever place you're located at. But I just decided that I don't want to do this. I don't want to finish this. I don't want to complete this transaction. So I appreciate this. Pretty much you can get cold feet until the last minute. And the notary is really the only thing that matters. Let me repeat that for you, whomever that is listening or watching this. If you're watching in the future, the notary is the only things that truly matters. Nothing else matters. You can get the initial disclosure via DocuSign. You can sign anything you want via email. If You decide that you don't want to do this, you don't want to do this, period. If there's a number that is wrong, you can call your loan officer and he can modify it. You're not committing to anything. By law, they have put all these disclosures that you have to supposed to send to a borrower. They are supposed to see what's going on. You kind of want to keep them on the loop. You kind of want to keep the ball rolling. But the reality is, even loan officers will tell you this. They will not even call it loan estimate. I know we're talking about closing disclosures, but let me go down this tangent of DocuSign documents. Even if you sign all the DocuSign documents, you're not committing to anything. So that applies also for the closing disclosures. Now, as loan officers and the title company and the mortgage company, they try to make those closing disclosures as accurate as they can possibly make them. Why? Because you don't want any surprises. You truly want to be ready by the time that you're going to close. So you want to make them pretty accurate at that point. Of course, when borrowers ask me, well, are these the documents that I'm going to be signing when the notary comes to my home? Most likely, yes. I mean, most of the time I'm going to say yes. But, things might change. Payoff amounts might change. Maybe, when they are reviewing the loan after being approved, they realize that they made a mistake on the taxes. Taxes are actually in a different month that they're due, or the homeowners insurance, you already paid the homeowners insurance last month. I mean, it's just so many things that could truly happen. So, anyway, to keep this story short, to keep this video short, is when you sign any kind of disclosure via the internet, via email, via DocuSign, just sign it. If you're truly committed in this, it doesn't really matter. Even if you're not committed into this refinance, sign it, move on. The things that truly matter are getting the documents on time, meeting conditions that the underwriters ask you in a timely manner with urgency, getting all your dots in a row and like connecting dots right before closing. Don't waiting until the last moment to do something. And sometimes, this might be as easy as you need to send them a new pay stubs, a current pay stubs, which is pretty easy to do, all the way to, what? I need to call my student loan company because they need a form that says that my student loans are current. You know, you never know. And reality is that like the mortgage company, it's a very imperfect system. It has lots of flaws. It relies on a lot of individual decisions. Just from the appraisal itself, we're relying of an opinion of a person. And if that person had a really good breakfast that morning, then your home might be worth an additional $5,000 that if he had a crappy breakfast. Or maybe, you know what? I don't know. Maybe the appraiser is about to get divorced and he's depressed. And because of that, your home is worth less. Or just because some people are very mean in this world and they decide that your home is not worth that much. I guess that's just an example, of course. But what I'm trying to point out is the whole mortgage process is very imperfect. You try to keep it as professional as possible. It will go to the processors. The process will go to the underwriters, and the underwriters will approve the loan. you know Even the closing disclosure, it's so important to be sent on time, because by law you have to wait 3 working days before you can call the notary and say, hey, let's schedule closing. So, what does that mean to you? It means that if your loan officer, if that mortgage company drops the ball and they don't send you that closing disclosure 3 days before the last day that you can sign with the notary, guess what's going to happen to you? That's right, you're not closing that month. And you know what? I mean, I think this happens in all the mortgage companies. You know, they wait until the last minute. Sometimes people just don't have sense of urgency. The one that's going to have the most or should have sense of urgency to close is your loan officer. Why? Because he's in commission and they get paid when the loan closes. Now, the processors have no motivation behind it. And some of them, they will use an OR file. I'll submit it whenever I need to submit it, and let's move on. The underwriters, same way. Well, it's Christmas, and I get to spend some time with my family. I really don't have time to be dealing with this kind of stuff. I'll do it tomorrow morning. You know, dude, I couldn't tell you how many times borrowers are frustrated, but also you got to understand that your loan officer also might be frustrated because he is looking after your best interest. He should be looking after your best interest. And if he is not looking after your best interest, then probably you picked the wrong loan officer. Anyway, if you have any questions about these closing disclosures, about specific parts of the closing disclosures, specific things about the closing disclosures, please put it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you, everybody, for watching this. If you watch live or if you watch a replay, I hope you guys have a good night. Anything you need, I'm honestly, you don't even have to go with me, if that makes sense, as a loan officer. I just want to share information that might give you a little bit of peace of mind when it comes down to refinancing your own mortgage. Thank you for watching this. You guys have a good night. Bye.